What's going on, guys? Andre Hickle Jr. here from Client Ascension, back with another student spotlight interview. Here with my good friend Angel, who runs an awesome VA staffing agency. We've already been on an interview like this before, talking about his use of our software tool ListKit, but he's also in our coaching program, Client Ascension, and he's just been absolutely crushing it. So I'm excited to have you here today, Angel, to just share, what's been working for you with our audience.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, bro. I appreciate you doing this again. Just your willingness to share value. A lot of people out there will get results and then all of a sudden they're very exclusive or secretive with talking to other people in the industry. So just your willingness to come on a platform like this and talk about the success you've had and share some things that might help other agency owners out there. Really appreciate and respect that, bro.
Yeah. I think everything, it's information, it's available for everyone. So happy to be here.
Absolutely, bro. So if you could just start real quick by letting the audience know a little bit about who you are and then just kind of walk us through the agency that you're running. Like, what do you guys do?
Yeah, we've been in business for the last 7 years. We're a remote recruiting agency, and we specialize in marketing talent from Latin America. Most of our clients are marketing agency owners that are trying to grow their business, scale their businesses. And as we say, sometimes if you hire like a VA, there's a point to which you can get a VA to work with you in terms of workload, right? So we try to find people with experience in marketing agencies in the US market for Latin America, which save time and money to the agencies. So that allows them to grow their businesses.
That's awesome, bro. So we'll dive more into like VA strategy because I think a lot of people listening right now could benefit from hiring someone from you guys and just understanding that process more. But one thing that's super interesting for me is the fact that you've been in business, you said, for 7 years. And I think like the average person that joins Client Ascension is probably not even a year into running their business. They're very new to it. And so, how did someone like you, someone who's been in business for a long time, I guess first question would be hear about Client Ascension?
Yeah, I think it was on social media when I heard. And one of the main reasons why I joined the program is because we were able to grow the business to 10K, and we were there, right? For years. I used to have a corporate job before. So I was happy with that. And then growth was very difficult because we got a lot of referrals. We have a lead every now and then from SEO. And then we try other channels, but we couldn't get to a level in which we're growing on a month to month basis, right? So in 2023, that was one of my main goals, be able to predict growth. And that was the main reason why we joined the program. We were at 10K at that point, and then we have a good months, bad months, and so on and so forth. So we wanted to take it to the next level.
I got you. Okay, so it's kind of like this project you were working on the side, and you got it up to 10K. It was not very consistent. Some months you'd go above that, some months you might even dip below that, and you just couldn't get consistent growth. Mostly, it sounds like because you were missing out on like a consistent lead flow. It was sometimes coming from referrals, sometimes coming from inbound. Is that pretty much the situation?
Yeah, that was pretty
I
much.
feel like a lot of business owners that have been in business for that long might be really arrogant to the point where they're like they think they know everything and they don't, go and invest in other coaching programs and forms of education. So I'm happy to hear that. Like you're always looking for new things to learn and new ways to grow. And so, yeah, upon joining the program, what were some of the things you did early on to fix that issue of just not having consistent growth?
Yeah, it's just awesome the way everything is set up. In a way, you create the right foundation. And maybe we've been in business for that long, but we didn't have a clear offer. And then maybe we were like having conversations with clients, but we didn't have a clear offer. So that was like the foundation. And then going through all the programs and the calls, that was amazing. And then being able to create email campaigns, that was like a unlearning process, because I used to work in marketing as well. I work as a PPC specialist for 5 years, and then everything that I was learning in Client Ascension the first few weeks, it was opposite to what I was doing before. And it was like that, just have faith, this is gonna work. Because as a business owner, let's say in an email you want to write down as much as possible about your business, and what you do, and that you've been in business for X amount of years. And I remember getting in one of these coaching programs and deleting everything that I have done, and just send this email, and this is what you need to create or offer, or this is what your client needs, not what you have to offer, but what they need.
Yeah, instead of offering what you want to offer, it's offering what other people actually want, and it's really hard to
Exactly.
like understand like the difference there, and to get around to actually doing that. So, what would actually be really helpful for the audience is if you could kind of walk us through what was your offer before you joined the program. I know you said you didn't really have an offer, but like how would you describe it to someone? And then what was your offer after going through the program and some of Daniel's offers training to like what it is now?
Yeah, back in the days, if I look at my website, I feel a little bit ashamed. It's just like hire employees from Latin America. And that's something like that's doesn't say anything. What's the benefit of hiring someone from Latin America? Right now, we have a very specific offer from a lot of conversations that we have in coaching calls from client feedback, and now it's like, okay, marketing agencies, they want to grow, they want to scale. Candidates and talent, it's expensive, and this is a way in which they can grow their business and keep quality and achieve what everybody wants, which is grow their businesses. So now we have been able to niche down to and understand our ideal clients, have a clear communication, and even like sales call now are super easy because every single time we kind of speaking with the same person, if you want to call it like that. It's the same pain points. Even like going into the sales coach calls, it's like learning that, and it doesn't feel like we have a script, it just feel like natural. And then it's awesome to see like your clients, I say, oh yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. We still get questions, but it's way different from what we had before. Like before, we have to explain a lot because we didn't have clarity. So yeah, it's been a transformational process, to say the least.
That's Yeah, it's just a specific offer to a specific audience now with hitting on their main pain points and desires. So, yeah, even though you're doing the same thing in terms of like the fulfillment process, the way you communicate it is what changed everything. And I just think that's the coolest thing. And so part of communicating that is obviously through different marketing channels. And you mentioned cold email. And so for the audience out there that is maybe unfamiliar with cold email or kind of the steps involved, like what did that process for you actually look like? How do you go about setting up cold email campaigns and ensuring that they're actually successful?
Yeah, like a year ago, we tried to do that, and it was difficult. There was like so many options, so many things that we didn't understand. And then when we got into the program, it was like step by step, go get the domains, use smart lead, get the list from list, make sure that your sequences are a clear offer. And we just launched that. We were getting like clients from the first 1,000 emails that we send. And now it takes probably 5 to 10 minutes per month to add more clients, more prospects to the campaigns. And we're generating around 40 calls per month. And yeah, it was something from being like very abstract that I watch videos, I read a lot from getting to the program and just following a checklist. And even though I'm not like that technical, it was very easy process. And then I'm doing that every 2 or 3 months that we have to, let's say, add a new campaign or refine some aspect. It's something that doesn't take a lot of time because we have the right foundations and we have clear instructions. We have weekly calls where I can ask people that have been through the same problem and issues. So it feels, and that's also, I know that's probably another question, but that's also something great about the program, that people that have been through the same problem and issues and process, and then you can ask, and then you feel like I'm a solopreneur. So before that is you don't get to talk to a lot of people, right? You're always busy, you wear different hats, and then having access to this community is just awesome.
Yeah, game changer, bro. That's really cool. So I love like the logic in which things get implemented and the effect that they have on the business outcome. So at first you have an offer that is not being clearly communicated. So you change that, right? You improve the offer. Now that you've improved the offer, you go and implement a way to communicate that offer to as many people as possible through cold email, right? The next logical step in the process could be something along the lines of like sales, like how do you actually convert people once you get them on the phone, and then fulfillment, like how do you actually make a good impression with the services once someone pays for them. What other aspects of your business did you focus on or improve on as a result of being in a program like Client Ascension?
That's also something great. Like first, it goes like from you don't have leads, now you have leads, now you need a sales process, then you get instructions to get the right process, then you get help with operations, and then that's like everything. It's perfect in that sense that at the very beginning, like it wouldn't make sense to improve your operations because you don't have leads, right? And now we've been like the first queue when I get on different calls. It's okay, let's right now we don't have a lead issue, right? Then probably we fix sales issues. Now we getting more clients, we got into operations, and I'm joining your calls and I'm learning about how to manage a team. We making decisions based on what we learning on the calls. Like we have to let go people that were not aligned. I learned that from the program. And then we adding more people based on what we're learning. And one of the main things now that even like revenue, of course, we have pretty much like triple our revenue. And I think I've been in the program for 7 or 8 months. It's the fact that we are getting more revenue with the same amount of people. So we're more efficient, more effective because we are able to learn from, how to manage the day to day. What's the next hire? What should we be doing in the business? So I wouldn't say like, of course, Client Ascension, it's huge. It's famous about cold emails, but I guess takes your business from getting leads all the way to a business that's probably gonna run itself, because every single aspect of the process in a business is covered, and there's help, there's content, and there's people that have been doing that. I've been getting
The
more value from probably Client Ascension than from an MBA program that I did like 5 years ago, just because it's probably the same classes in terms of marketing, operations, HR. But this, in this case, with Client Ascension, it's with people that are actually doing this, agency owners, people that are making money, so it's totally different from reading a book and going to class. I spent 18 months in an MBA. It was awesome. I make a lot of friends, but now I'm making a lot of money.
and probably still some friends too from Client Ascension. There's lots of good people in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah,
think that's awesome.
100%.
I'm happy to hear that coming from a student because that was the way the program was designed. Because what I've learned in business is every time you solve a problem, all it does is creates the next problem. So, like you said, when you solve
Yeah.
the problem of I don't have any leads, and now you have leads, the next problem is sales. And then when you solve the problem of I don't have any sales, now I have sales. The next problem is fulfillment, and then once you solve fulfillment, it's hiring. And so there's always the next problem to improve on or to fix. And so that's why I don't really believe in programs that just focus on teaching you lead gen because it's only going to get you so far. It's just going to solve one problem that
Hmm.
now leaves another problem unsolved that you
Correct.
maybe have to now go to a new program for rather
100%.
than stay
Yeah, I,
within the
I
same program and get the answers there. Um, so I think it's great the way you've described the program and kind of how it's helped you with various aspects of the business. It's just how it was designed. So it's just helpful to hear that that's the way that you're using it and getting value from it. One of my favorite questions to ask is like in a coaching program, because it's not like a service, a done for you service, a lot of the responsibility falls on you as the student to actually take action, go through the content, show up to the coaching calls, ask questions, connect with other community members to get the results that you're there for. So, what are some things you'd recommend to other students in the program? Some things that you might have done, processes you follow, or just routines that you've gotten into that have helped you extract as much value out of the program as possible since you've been in there for a couple of months now?
Yeah, first one will be like schedule 1 hour every day to go over materials and everything related with CA. There's so much value. Even when I look back, it's like have a question, I can go into the videos and maybe 4 months ago I didn't have that issue. Now I'm going through those videos and the answer is there, or at least you know something. So 1 hour every day, it's something that you need to invest time, because it costs a lot of money, right? So you got to make sure that you're taking advantage, and then getting to the calls with questions. Let's say you go through the content, you are creating your landing page, your campaigns, and then come to the calls with question, right? Like if you're just attending, you might listen to advice and that might be very good, but I guess like the best approach is to have questions, and let's say when you going through that issue, take notes and then come up with those questions to the meetings that we have on a weekly basis. Yeah, 1 hour every day. That I'm a morning person, so I go through different checklists in the morning, and then from 8 to 9 I don't take calls, I don't take meetings, I don't do anything else, just going through, not even like going through actual videos, but let's say this week I'm rewriting my BSL. So every morning at 8 a.m. I'm doing that. I'm working on that. When I look back, it's like, oh my God, we have done a lot just because 1 hour every day. That, and then just don't watch the videos, but always doing the work. Like I used to monitor. So for me, it's like never watch a video and then you think you're gonna do the task after that. While you watch the video, you creating your BSL. Watch you watching the video, you creating your email campaigns. That's what have worked for me. And then ask a bunch of questions, and then just at the very beginning is have faith, because everything it's the opposite to what you have learned in the past. And then, as I mentioned, the example with the email, it's funny, I always remember that call. Like everything was deleted from the email that I have created. And yeah, so like be open-minded, that's definitely going to help.
Awesome, man. One question I have to follow up on that. I love how you said you schedule out time to go through the content, because I really think you need to like put it on your calendar the same way you'd have an important meeting on your calendar to make sure that you're held accountable to doing it and getting it done, because it's a task, right? And as a busy business owner, there's going to be things that come up that are not planned or not something you foresee that might take priority over going through content if it's not scheduled and penciled into your calendar. So I love that. My next question, or my last question, really is: you're obviously a couple months into the program, you've used a lot of it already in different parts of your business. How do you plan to use it going forward to grow from where you're at now? Like, I guess, what are your goals? Like, what's the next goal for you to accomplish, and how do you foresee using the program to help you to get there?
Yeah, that's something that I also love. Like we have Andy, who's my advisor, and then I have weekly or monthly meetings, and we have a big goal. And we were looking at that. And sometimes when you get the first weeks or months, you put a big goal and you believe you're gonna get that goal, but you see, oh, it's gonna be difficult. And we were looking at the numbers, and we surpassed that last month, and it's like, wow, we were capable of doing that, right? So next step into what we're gonna be doing, it's there's a lot way more that needs to be done. Like we have our lead generation, sales process that we were working this quarter, and then my goal this following quarter is going to be working more on my personal brand. So I know I haven't even gone through those videos, so I'm working on watching those videos, getting on those calls, working on my personal brand, being able to generate a few more leads from social media. So that's what's next, I guess, in the next 2 or 3 months, and that should take us to the next level. And then hopefully by mid-year, we're gonna get into paid media, which we already have a module, we already have calls, we already have ideas in mind, and then so that's definitely gonna help us to have a very good year. Like at this point, we already in 3 months we have done what we did in whole 2023.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I'm excited to watch you grow and use different aspects of the program, like you pointed out, like the advertising. We have a whole section and a weekly coaching called just focusing on paid ads, which is something that we, as a business, as Client Ascension, and some of the other businesses I'm a part of, like ListKit, have used to grow it to the next level. Because once max out some of these different lead gen channels, there's always got to be the next thing to continue that growth. And ads has just been one of those things for us. It's worked really well, and so we want to teach that now to our students. It's just kind of the beauty of how the whole program is set up. Is as we learn things and continue to grow our businesses, we kind of pass those things down to our students. And so my last question, again, I really appreciate you coming on again and just sharing just what's worked for you in your business and just giving us perspective as to like what goes into scaling a successful company using the different strategies we teach in the Client Ascension program. So how can our audience give back to you? Where can they follow you? Where can they learn more about your offer? Because I think it's an amazing offer for people that run marketing agencies. If you could just plug your website, your social media links. I know you're focused on the personal brand as well, so I'm sure there's going to be some great content coming out that they can tune into. Where can they find you online?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you again for having me. Always happy to help. I'm thankful. So that's why I'm here. Yeah, you can find us in remotetalentlatam.com. We also have a presence on LinkedIn and Twitter with Angel Salinas or Remote Talent Latam as well. And yeah, we love to help marketing agencies find talent from Latin America, not just like people that follow instructions, but team members that are going to help you grow your business. That's our goal.
That's so awesome, bro. Yeah, you guys are doing some amazing work, and I'm just again excited to watch that continue to grow and spread to more business owners who can really benefit and value from the services you've put together here. So thanks again, bro. We'll follow along with your growth journey these coming months, and we're cheering for you. And just keep up the great work, bro.
Thank you, Andre.